Okay, I'm going to do a review of these three pumps. Yeah. Okay, we know this pump. This pump's kind of big. It's heavy. The battery does, like, per charge, it does last hours. You can get through a festival for sure. But as we know, the batteries die. That's why this one has a Ryobi. There's a tutorial online, kind of a tutorial. It's kind of shaky. But I have it on my YouTube page on how to do that if you need to do something like that. These are really popular. I like this a lot. This is probably my favorite electric pump right now. I have to go to an electric pump because of a arm injury. Might have to retire my Filbert forever. And then I got this the other day. I saw this at Twist and Shout. Someone was using it, and this is really cute. And it does have a feature that I kind of like. So I'll show you all three of these. So this is the Legenda. You can get it all the various places. So we've all seen a Legenda. And that's how long it took to inflate a balloon with the Legenda. Pretty fast. Not as fast as a floor pump, but not everything can be a floor pump. Okay. This is the Barosino. Am I pronouncing that correctly? B271. Everybody sells these. If you're buying your balloons, they will most likely be selling these. I think I've seen them on Amazon, but don't buy them from Amazon. Buy them from one of the balloon retailers. There's, you know, all of them. I would say the downside of this one is that you have to push down on the nozzle. That's why people are making these aftermarket nozzles. That's probably the biggest downside of that. It's a lot easier to push down on the nozzle from when you're standing than when you're sitting. And I would definitely say it's slightly smaller than the Legenda pump. And then there's this one, and this one has this is the also Barosino, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. This is the b221. Let me put that there. There's a couple things on this. The instruction said you should take a break every 40 minutes. So it's not going to really work for festivals for sure. Might be really good for restaurant work where you're walking around because you have something really small. It also said don't use it underwater. That's a really weird one to, oh, wait a minute. That's normal. Yeah, it said something like after 40 minutes, here it is on the side of the box. Please stop the machine for 5 minutes after 40 minutes of continuous use. And I'm asking, what is continuous use? Like, I've never used a pump, maybe at a festival where you're really slammed and doing line work. You might, like, bam, 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 bam. But at like a party, I'm never using a pump continuously for 40 minutes. So does that count? I don't know. Something else I don't like from the mechanics point of view is the air intake is down here. And if you're using it on a surface, you're covering up the air intake, and that's inevitably going to make the motor work harder. But a pro thing that this has, let me see if it keeps it in the memory, is that you don't press down on here, you hit a button, and you can set it to just inflate whatever size you want. I find that I generally inflate everything unless it's a sword and it needs to go to the end. I've kind of always have about 5 fingers and I never really look at it. And if I need it shorter, I just cut it shorter. As you saw, it was a lot slower than the B221 is a lot slower than the B271. We could actually do a side-by-side, but it's got these, and you can actually increase what size. Let's see if I put it on 99, if it does a full balloon. You see that? You can actually increase it. All you do is hit the button and it inflates. Can't believe this sitting around, can we? Oh, I left that running. Sorry. You get to see my kitchen. Okay, so now we're going to do a race between these two. And let's see if I can actually do both of these at the same time. So this one's nice because you just press them down. This is not the stock nozzle. This is a nozzle that JK Balloons has. I'm not selling those nozzles, and one of the reasons why is I find that there's a lot of people that sell those nozzles. So, I mean, maybe you might be able to find one on me if you see me in person somewhere, but this balloon isn't right. It's probably going to pop. That's okay. We pop things right here. So ready, set, go. That's done, the Legenda. And then that's the b271. So Legenda's a lot faster. Legenda's a lot bigger. None of them have a replaceable battery. They should all have a replaceable battery, because that's what we really want, is to be able to bring this to a festival and just unscrew a battery and put it back in. Okay, people? I'm going to put this out there. If anyone wants to pay me to review other pumps for balloon twisters, I'm not a decor guy. I'll be bullied into decor, but that's the only time I do decor. So there you go. I could see using this solely for birthday parties and stuff. I wouldn't use this for a festival. You'd end up using a hand pump. I don't know how long the battery will last on these, but I do like how small it is. It is smaller than a balloon pump. So there's that. Wouldn't it be cool if you could take this and make it look like this? Then balloon twisters would think it's really cool, and kids wouldn't care because they don't know any difference. So it is smaller than that. Yeah. I need to think of a way to hold this in my kit. I do really like the whole press a button and you're just holding it. And it even gives you a second, so that if you have a thing where you're holding something in your hand, I believe you could press the button and then hold it quick enough. But the Legenda's the fastest. We know that. Not far behind is this one, is the b271. I think JK Balloons carries these, in case you're wondering, like, specifically. I've seen them actually physically selling them in person. So I know that they actually have them. I think these two are going for, I don't know who sells these in the States. What I did was I took a screenshot. I saw it, someone have it. I took a screenshot of it, and then I used Google Lens to find it. I think they're going for about the same price. So depending on what feature you actually like, you can compare. And then this is an old school Qualitex. Ooh, it's from my collection. I'll die and will it to my kid, and then my kid will just sell it to all you guys someday. So I guess that's all I got for this. I'll keep you updated on how I like this. I like how small it is. I wish it was a little faster, but you can't have everything. I really like the auto sizing. If you had to do, let's say you were doing weaving and you needed like 20 balloons with exactly the same length, this can give you exactly the same length, and it's not a big deal. This, I know they sell one of these with the buttons and stuff. I didn't see them. I'm sure they're out there. I heard the rumors. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you don't have any questions, still let me know. I'll talk to you later. Bye.